Okay, we can bring up the agenda. Okay, we're going to do the roll call. So we'll begin with Vita, and then Clarence, you could be next.
Okay.
Here.
Here.
Okay, Jennifer Atkins, Interim Executive Director.
Melinda Kelly, SBA President. CBA. SBA.
Charles Edwards, IT Program Manager.
Cliff Bonner, Streets and Sand Manager.
Okay, thank you, everybody. That completes our roll call. Just want to thank everybody for joining us on this gloomy day. We've got a lot of updates for you. We are going into the holidays, so we got a lot of updates regarding that as well. So we can bring up the minutes, the last minutes that were approved. So great. Yeah, here they are. They have been signed, and the signed version, Vita, was uploaded to the city, but this is the pretty much the version that was approved. So you can review this. Take a time to review if you like.
Jennifer, this was our last meeting, right?
This is the last meeting.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is what was uploaded onto SharePoint along with the budget. Okay, did everybody get a chance to look at it? Of course, if you would like me to send you a copy of it, I'd be happy to do that as well. Okay, we can bring the agenda back up. Okay. The service report, I need to get that to you. Let's go to the next item for now. Which would be the service provider holiday decor. So, Charles, there is a link that shows the holiday decor examples, and it shows like a list of the items that will be included in that decor. Not the Bill Duran invoice, but the list of items. You can pull that up so we can show the commissioners. So we did a great thing this year. We have everything ordered in advance. In fact, we do have the wreaths are in, the bows are in. So now we're just waiting on the live garland. And we're going to have a holiday kickoff November 1st is when we want to sort of start the kickoff. We'll have the installation crews go out by November 5th, which is a Friday. And that way the holiday decor will be up through November through Christmas. This is the flyer that we would like to start distributing next week, at least definitely by October 17th. explaining to the SSA businesses the holiday program for this year, which will be a wreath on every door. A bow goes along with that wreath, and then on the trees will be live garland with a bow. So we've got about 250 doors and about 400 trees. And so the corridors definitely will have decor. This year will be very festive. Along with the decor, we're going to have the local buy campaign again, or we're going to have a local buy campaign this year. And then along with that, we're going to have social media that goes behind it to push people into the corridors to invite them in. So this is the backside. We're looking at the backside of the flyer. And we're giving people, the businesses, an option. They could come pick up their box of goods. The box of goods will also have cups for hot chocolate, about 10 packets of hot chocolate, so that if they want to have some type of festivities going on in their stores on the day that they choose, they could do that, along with the couponing and that and whatnot. The box will also provide hanging materials for the wreath if they want to hang it themselves. Some of the stores have indicated that they have other stuff that they're doing and they're going to bring this along with what they're doing. So we're giving them we're giving them the options. So if they want to pick it up and then they do it all at once with their stuff, or like I said, by November 5th, we'll be out there in the corridors. The teams will be out there putting it on the doors, talking to the businesses, and then wrapping the trees with the garland and then putting the bows up. So that's what this is about. This is some of the costs that we're looking at for the wreaths and other things that will go with it. We want to add lights to that. This is a string of lights. It's battery operated. That green twine is how we're going to attach the live garland to the trees. It won't hurt the trees, and it's very sturdy.
You mean to the poles, or?
We decided to go with the trees because there's more trees than poles. And the poles are so tall, the garland gets lost. So, but we may go with the poles, but either way, it's about 400. We can do 400.
Can we do that?
Can we
And the
do
reason I'm asking is that I know those trees are expensive. I mean, we planted some of them ourselves.
the
I guess,
trees?
yeah, they're very expensive.
Oh, no. We're going to attach the live garland to the tree trunks. So
Okay.
we're gonna wind it around the trees. The live garland, that it's gonna be like a pine garland.
Okay, I get it. So it's gonna self-attach because of the texture of the tree, correct?
Right. So what's gonna happen is at the very top of the garland strand, we're gonna attach this poly twine. We're gonna tie it real good, knot it, and then basically we're gonna tie it around the tree trunk and then tie it again around the tree. We're gonna twine the garland around the tree, maybe four rotations, and then tie it at the bottom. And I've done this before, and it'll stay all year round if you leave it. It's pretty sturdy, and there's no like stapling or nailing the tree, and we won't have worry about this falling. We can also attach it in the center as well, so that people hopefully don't try to take it off, but it'll be pretty secure.
Yeah, I guess my only concern is I just want to make sure those trees aren't vulnerable, like if somebody does take it off raggedly, that those trees are protected, or I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but
Oh yeah. They they won't, if anything, they'll damage the garland. They won't damage the tree if they try to take the garland off the tree. Yeah. I mean, the only issue is that maybe somebody takes some scissors and tries to take it off. Hopefully they won't. But
No, if they can
it's
have a garland, as long as they don't kill that tree, I'm good.
no, I'm a avid I'm a master gardener, by like literally a
I know
master
you
gardener.
are. That's why I'm
I
not
would
worried about
not
it.
damage the trees, I promise you. Yeah.
You better bring some to me, so I know.
I know people sometimes they staple trees or drive nails in the tree, and that's definitely not good for the tree over time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we also have, there's going to be a box of goodies, and in that box will be a few packets of hot chocolate, about 10 packets of hot chocolate. So the service providers can offer their customers some hot chocolate. We provide the cups, the lids, the stirrers, and all that, so they can provide that to the customers. Okay. Got a sleeve there, that's the box, and then that we're using, see, so the alien tape, that's how the wreath will be attached to the door. That way we don't need to damage the door. We don't need to put any metal over the door's edge, because that does affect people's security systems sometimes. So this is a very easy way to get the wreath attached and then removed when it's time to remove it. Does anybody have any questions?
In addition to that, I just want to thank the commissioners for having the foresight from last year to allow us to do this early, because when you try to order this stuff in the time you need it, it doesn't, we missed out last year. So now we're ahead of ourselves. So we should be able to, at least at a minimum, decorate the corridor every year and just add to it as our budget allows.
Oh, right, yeah. So the live garland will be taken down after New Year's. The wreaths are artificial, so we'll be collecting those and preserving those and then using them again. We're told that we can get at least 3 seasons before we would have to think about purchasing more. So this is a good cost savings as well.
And Jennifer,
Jennifer.
didn't you?
Uh-huh.
Go ahead, Melinda.
Now I was gonna say, I think we ordered the boxes where the business owners can put the wreaths back in the box while we collect them, or did they
No.
not make the budget?
No, no, baby. It's something like 5 or 6 in the box already, in one box. My question is,
No,
why
but
are we collecting them?
so we can use them next year.
Why don't they just hold on to them?
I think it would be more advantageous so that we get them back.
So we
Yeah,
go buy
when you
wreaths and ask them to give it back to us when Christmas season is with.
I mean, some businesses may not be there next year,
Yeah, some
it's
of them gonna put
part
up a fight
of,
too.
Cliff, it's SSA stuff too, so we'll put it in storage with the other
Oh,
stuff.
I'm
Because this
done
is
talking again.
this is bought by the SSA, so it doesn't really belong to the
Business.
business. Correct. So it's gonna go in
Gotcha.
storage with the other stuff, yeah.
yeah,
Gotcha. All right.
okay.
But I did ask, I
Um,
thought, Jennifer, did we were buying those boxes so that they could put them back in, but if they didn't make the budget, that's fine too. We were trying to figure out a way to make it easy to pack, but if not, we'll just put them back in the boxes they came in 5 at a time. We'll figure
right,
that
yeah,
out.
we'll put them,
Okay.
right, that's what we'll do. Yeah.
Excuse me, can we go back to the first screen of the I got what the plugger said on the beginning, the green and red one that you had that started this.
The
Can I get-
flyer?
Yeah, the flyer.
Okay, okay.
Is this the one, Vita, you're looking for?
Thank you. I just wanted to start it. You go back to where you want.
And then there's another part to this. She go down so she gets says turnover for details.
I got that one.
You got
I got
that one? Okay. So based on the description and the instructions, do you think it's easy for a business to understand what they need to do to comply, or is there anything we need to add to that flyer?
Right, yeah, that's a good question.
well,
Like just reading it, do you know what to do?
that's why I took a screenshot of it so I can go over and read it because we kept on going. So I wanted to go back and read it because it's kind of long on the back and it's very wordy. So since we were continuing on, was following the
So
following the
let's go
next.
back and you all take a minute to read it so we can see if we need to make
Right.
it.
So if I need to make some changes, I could make those changes.
I think we got Lamont able to join us too. Hey, Lamont, how are you? Oh, can you see your face? But no volume yet. Lamont, can you hear us?
May take a little while for his audio to catch up.
Yeah. But Vita and Clarence, are you all reading it?
I'm trying to. It's
No.
hard for me to. It's hard for me to pinch out on this.
Okay, here. I can read it. Lamont, are you on? Can you hear yet?
Started sharing, but I don't see it didn't come up. Okay, now
Yeah,
it's
no,
up.
I can read it. Oh, you got it?
Yeah, it's up
Clarence, can you see that? If not, I'll read it.
No, read it.
Okay. So it starts at the top in the green box. And I apologize. I went to the dentist, so I sound like I'm drunk, but I'm not. Let me know if you would like us to deliver your holiday decor and supplies. And it has a pickup address at 800 East 78th Street, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. It gives you our phone number and tells you to email Jennifer if you want to schedule the pickup. That's what the first box says to the businesses. But the instructions are the local campaign rules. One receipt is equivalent to one entry only. Valid for purchases $20 or greater. Coupon is valid only at place of issue. See front of coupon. Store manager reserves the right to decline any coupon. Valid coupons must be presented and surrendered to the cashier during the transaction. Electronic images will not be accepted. Coupons must be within the dates allowed and void where prohibited. Valid only within SSA 51 boundaries. See SSA 51 map for boundaries, and it has the link to the maps. So just reading that, what questions come to your mind, or just hearing me read that?
Okay, how do the customers get the coupons?
Jennifer?
So when you get your Christmas decor, we're going to hand you a bag. And this is why we're going to actually have to come out to everybody, and because we need to hand you or hand the proper person that's this coupon booklet. It's like a little booklet. So you are going to we're going to issue to you, and then you issue it to your customers the way you see fit. So you could, give all your best customers a coupon, or you can, give the coupons out on one day and promote it that way. We're leaving a lot of it up to the store owners in terms of how they want to disseminate the coupon, but we're going to give you the book. Yeah.
Okay.
And the customer has to purchase $20 or more.
Right.
And that will be used for their next purchase.
That's after they get the coupon, right?
Correct. So they'll make the purchase. You'll give them the coupon for them to cash in the coupon or use the coupon. It's on their next purchase. And then we give you the money directly based on the number of coupons you have. Right, Jennifer?
Right. And so that's why it's so critical. Maybe I should add this in that you need to collect the coupon. I think it says that. Yeah. Presented and surrendered to the cashier. Yeah. So we need to have proof that this happened by you having basically that coupon in your hand. Because some people may say, well, I don't want to use it today, and they'll take it with them, and then they plan to come back. What they come back, they got to come back to you, Clarence. They can't go somewhere else to use it. If you issued it, they need to come back to you to use it. Just make sure you get it back.
And
Okay.
we will need to collect from each business the coupon and the receipt that it was on the receipt so it had a discount, so that we can track it that way. A business owner can't just give us a bunch of coupons with not without sales.
Okay, Melanie, you kind of faded out. What was the last
I
part?
said the business will need to give us the coupon and the receipt in which it was deemed. So like on your receipt, it should show the discount of the coupon, the $20. We will need to collect the receipt and the coupon to reimburse the business. That way a business can't give us a bunch of coupons without receipts.
So I will add that to this
Because we need to
campaign
track
rules.
the spending dollars is affecting.
Okay. So that's how that will work.
So maybe we need to put a few more instructions in here because
About the second part of it. Yeah. Yeah, well, I got space. I can make this text smaller, a little bit smaller. And then I will add that the coupons will be collected along with the receipts that coincide with the coupons.
and then Clarence's first question was we need to say, you as a business owner will issue the coupon to be used on the next purchase. Well, they can use it on that same purchase if they want to. It's up to the
Yeah,
business owner as long as the receipt shows that there was a
right.
discount given. That's totally up to the business owner.
Okay.
So if they
Yeah.
purchase in $40 from you that day, they can give you the coupon. If you want to discount it back to 20, we're okay with that because we're reimbursing the business owner.
Oh, okay. All right.
So then what I'll do, guys, is I will add the verbiage that explains the expectation that the redeemed coupon should be matched with receipts. Yeah. Alrighty.
All right.
Okay, Charles, we can go to the agenda. If nobody has any questions.
The only other thing we got to just figure out, we're going to reach out to the corporations about volunteers, where we're going to get them from. The good thing is a lot of corporations are offering their employees as volunteers, but if you all have any ideas, let us know.
Okay. So so that's our plan for the holiday decor and then the local buy. And the other part about the local buy is we're going to be out really promoting the corridors. When the corridors are in the decorated, we're going to be out there doing interviews and talking and all that stuff too. So that would be the other part of it, but that's going to be weather permitting. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on now to the public art campaign. As you know, we've got the relationship with the Art Institute and SSA 51. They do the banners along Cottage, and they're going to be putting new banners up November 1st. And I would also like to show you those banners and the public art that they're going to be putting up at the Brown Sugar Bakery location and other windows that are requested, but most people don't want the decals in their windows. But these are the banners. And maybe we can decide here today, do we want the African language of beauty, which is what you're looking at, and then there's another banner, Charles, is the Art Institute, the Grand Lions. But the Grand Lions, they're only going to be up for like a month. Whereas the African the language of beauty and African art, these are up through February. And this is the latest campaign happening at the Institute as of November 1st, November 20th. Actually, it's going to be live November 1st as well, but I see it's November 20th. So this is another option that they're offering, that the banners could also have the lions, but it's a very holiday oriented. So they're going to come down sooner. So that's why I figured, why don't we just leave the African art up? Because we have a longer period of that being up.
Can we do a combination of both? No?
Oh, I'll ask. Yeah. Maybe we can do a staggered effect, but that means that the ones that do have the holiday ones, they'll come down sooner and there won't be anything there.
Well, like if we do, I don't know, our polls, what do we have, 300 or something? I can't remember the number. So, I mean, if we do only 10 of the polls, just stick them in every like third poll and have the majority of the ones that's going to be up the latest. If not, we'll just stick with that. We can just do the, I don't know,
Yeah.
whatever you all think.
Well, how long will the Lions be up?
So the Lions go up like November 15th, and then they come down January 3rd. Yeah. And then the language of beauty and African art, they go up the first week of November, and then they come down February 27th. So they got a whole month more of exposure.
Well, I guess it'd be better to use them because then we will be into Black History Month anyway.
Right. That was a benefit for that. Yeah. Yeah. And they also are offering all of the businesses in the SSA 10 tickets to the Art Institute. Any day they want to go, they can go.
I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. So Cliff, you there, Cliff?
Yes, I am.
Okay, give us a beautiful corridor report as of between June and now.
Same thing, dirty and cleaning. Dirty and cleaning. That's about all I can tell you. It's a constant factor to keep cleaning. These knuckleheads, I don't care what they do or what we do to try to help them throw garbage in the trash. They just won't do it, which I don't understand. And I'm just gonna go here. Some of these ragtag bars that's on Cotter's Grove have these parties not just on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but a Tuesday through Thursday too, and it's just ridiculous. 82nd Street, 75th Street in Cotter's Grove, 76th in Cotter's Grove. It's two bars right across from each other. I'm surprised it's right next to the church, but it is. They're just ridiculous,
Yeah.
I should mention
Yeah.
though, Alderman Sawyer had a meeting a few Saturdays ago, and Police District 6 and what would that be?
The third
Spot.
district.
I
The
think it's
third.
fourth. So they
It'll be the
said
fourth, not the third.
Oh, okay.
there's two districts that cover the 75th Street, which the residents, and I think Jennifer has to go to a residential meeting too.
Yeah, I did.
As a
Yeah.
result of this.
Yeah.
They have mentioned that some of the traffic they recognize is not from the businesses. There are people who have begun to loiter on the streets. They park there, they drink there, and then they gather on 75th Street. So it's gotten to the point where it has started a group called We Can Too. I can give you all the number. I think it's the fourth and sixth commander. They meet about all the different situations in the gathering and they're trying to address it. And we as the SSA, because it's in the 75th Street corridor, are trying to work with the police department to see what we can do to negate it. I know Jennifer went to a meeting with some of the residential groups over there. And again, the
Right.
conversation came out, I think Cliff went to, that which is what Alderman Sawyer has always offered the residents to start their own SSA that would help them do with security in the residential corridor. Obviously, they're right that if people are parking in their area, which I'm sure is a huge inconvenience, and then moving into 75th to hang out after hours or when the businesses are closing, you know, that needs to be addressed. But so we're active and we're working on it with that team. I think it's we can Chicago, trying to find it. And I can send you guys a text. They meet quite once you get the text every time a situation comes up, or they do have a meeting about it,
They
which
have
is
meetings,
good.
yeah.
But we're just now trying to figure out what's the answer to people gathering in the residential corridors and then going into the commercial corridors and obviously creating more litter and more trash at a time when some of the businesses. So again, some of that is not necessarily always contributed to what the business is doing, but it's this new hanging out thing that happened during COVID and hasn't, it's unorganized, but it seems to be organized enough to gather at the whim of whoever is organizing it. And we gotta work on it because it's popping up more often than not. So right now, 75th Street seems to be the focus, but then we've got a new gathering place. I think on 79th with the every time there is a it's kind of a oxymoron here because we have a group who is actively trying to put people placers and other things in place to meet in the street, which is a good thing. But then on the other side of that, it can promote negative gathering. So, obviously that's a much harder work on the SSA clean team, but I could tell you, everybody mentions how clean the streets are, so they're doing a good job, Cliff and his
Yeah,
team.
we get that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, we get a lot of compliments on that. So
Yeah.
That's life. We're here. We're in it. We're not going nowhere. So we'll just have to be active in the process of figuring it out.
Is it possible that you may think a flyer may work in the restaurants and the stores over there that will state something about keep our community clean in that
Well,
area?
the reason why is because, again, they're gathering in the residential neighborhoods.
Oh, okay. In the residential neighborhoods.
Right. That's where they're parking. The residents they're standing on the cars, they're urinating, they're
All
drinking
hours
on
of the
top of
night too,
cars,
though.
all hours of the night, and then they move into the corridor
Yes,
at whim. So in a strange way, I want to say right now it's not even at the control of the businesses because they may or may not be open. But even having said that, we've got I'm glad that both commanders are working diligently on it. And we just got to figure out how we can work with them or what we can do to support them to figure this out.
Yes, indeed.
Now
Yeah,
we still have our we still have this thing we're trying to use this technology with what is it, sensor gathering?
Right.
that we tried to test. Now, the thing about the sensor gathering, it's a little more sensitive to noise than we anticipated. But we're going to have to put it out there and figure out what the level of noise is. So what that means is that the sensor gatherer is supposed to tell you when people are gathering right so early on, you can disperse it. But with traffic and everything, the sensors sort of go off the chart. But we're going to have to set a new parameter for the sensors to say, okay, that's just regular traffic, even though it's binging that it may need help, it really doesn't. And if we have to determine what really is people gathering versus noise gathering.
Normal, yeah.
Yeah. So
Right.
like if a big truck comes through, it may say, oh, there's a big crowd there, when there's not.
Okay.
But we think the only way is for us to work on getting it out there, monitor it, and let's see how we can, because they're using technology to organize. Manpower, I don't think is ever going to match it. We're going to have to figure out how to use technology to work in our favor
control it.
too. Yeah.
Right.
So to your point, Melinda, when I went to that meeting, I did offer a possible solution because it'll be 1 a.m. and then now you have 700 people standing on cars, drunk, shouting,
Wow.
So that's a very scary thing. So what I was suggesting to the police officers, it was like 8 of them there, and the neighbors were just all upset about it and everything. And I understand, but maybe they just could create some checkpoints within the block that is the problem. So 1 in the front, 1 in the back, and that's going to deter someone trying to come up that block. Now of course they're just going to go somewhere else. That's a given. But when they move, we move. When they move, that's how it is. But that will at least will be some deterrence so that they won't get too out of hand. But that's going to require somebody to call it in too. Say, we got people standing on these cars, you got to come. But then the police said that they would come. So I haven't heard any other activities since that meeting. So it looks like there was some.
Well, there is that's why I'm trying to find his text. So you have to text his number, and then they have meetings every day on it when something happens, which I've been monitoring them. But one of the commanders, and I'm trying to find it, but it'll tell you, we're meeting 10 o'clock today. This happened.
Mm.
So that's on that. But having said that again, the corridors have been maintained pretty well. It is working the crew probably a lot more than it should, but they're rising to the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And Cliff has increased his staff. He's probably gonna have to increase it again a little bit more, but
got a couple of interviews for that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I have a feeling with the on 79th Street, we might have the same problem once the gathering, once they discover their seating and things that's meant for outdoor seating to enjoy. We might have the same kind of
It's up already, Melinda. It's up on I forgot the brother name we used to go to. Me and you had a meeting at his place. The light complected guy.
right. Well, you saw
yeah.
it. They did them in
It's
Hellier
there.
Jackson. So yeah.
It's
So
there
like I
already.
said, it's there.
No. This is like 7. It's right down the street from the alderman's office. It's a half a
On
block
79th.
away. Yes, ma'am. It's up already. That's what I was trying to tell you.
That's my point. That's what I'm saying.
It's up
Listen,
already.
I know. I said we got it on 75th. It's probably going to move to 79th for the same reasoning because it's done already.
It's gonna be hard for us to try to control that even with technology because for one, ain't none of us getting out of our beds no 1 or 2 o'clock no morning. Let's go there. Besides me. Number 2, that's a constitutional thing about moving people that It all depends on the complaint that has been sent in, so you all will know
Right.
how that's gonna go. Because if you say, well, I guess got people gathered on my block legally, they can't move them away. Now, if they're disturbing the peace, listen to what I just said.
Yep.
They can say, guess what? We got a complaint that you are disturbing the peace. Can I see your ID or your driver license? And you see you don't live on this block, then you got to go. See, it's the wording that you got to give to make them react. It's same as court. Your wording is a whole lot.
Yep.
But again, the
And-
police are working, our goal is to sort of just support them and what they do. Anything that moves from the residence to the commercial, we just want to work with the police department to get this done. Let me give you all the number if you're interested, where we can, it's called Together We Can. It's a partnership meeting. And if you text this, wait, what number did I? You have to text 64600 to, what's the phone number? That's odd. I don't have a phone number. I think you text to 64600. I guess that's what I did. And then you will be on that chain. Yeah, it's Together We Can. And then I text, it looks like I text TWC to 64600. And every time, the commander's the one told us to do it, I did it, and I'm getting notices, so. Wait, what I do with it? You know, you'll be, but my point is, we're aware of it. It's probably going to be a little bit taxing for a little while, but, you know, we take it a day at a time. The good news is, like I said, based on that meeting, like we have a lot of good commanders that the districts are working together. And what we just have to do is attend those meetings and figure out how do we support with the SSA.
I know Farnsworth in the past, but I did to remove some disturbances in the communities is that I called the police a lot. But that back in that time it was drug dealing going on. And I called the police quite consistently, you know, and I gave them descriptions, I told them what was going on. And the wording does means a lot because they'll come. And one thing that people that a lot are on when they be on the street a lot, they don't want to make the street hot. And when the police start coming quite consistently, they do start moving around long as you and to move it from one area, but they will go gather somewhere else. They will find a space to go gather. You know, but the consistency of calling 911 is pretty unique. And I did that with cell phones that wasn't working. Because you can always call 911.
Yeah. And it's my understanding the highest number of calls is what gets the attention. So we do have to increase it. And maybe when we drop off the local buy, we'll have to remind people that, you know, if you see something, dial 911. And I know everything is not necessarily an emergency, but you never know these days because people are, V was just talking about another little girl who got snatched off the street. You can't tell anymore.
Exactly.
Because things are happening. So we just need to report everything and make this a hot area, I guess.
Exactly. Because if they not doing a justice to the community, like they peeing on cars, they doing all type of trash, they doing an injustice to the community. So it's something roosting about to happen because of the character of the people that are doing it.
Right.
Yeah. And I don't think the weather's going to deter it. There's a few things. So
TBA. It will. It will.
Yeah,
when it's cold, they ain't coming out. It will. When it's cold, they ain't hanging out like that. They dumb, but they ain't that dumb.
Right.
Like when it rains, they go away.
Are you?
TBA, we are engaging in a few workforce initiatives because like we had Senator Sam speak at our last meeting, and he mentioned rioting is a result of lack of options or inactivity. I forgot how he how he put it. But what it said was, unless we start connecting people to resources and jobs, you know, that has to be a part of the solution. So we're doing the ComEd program, so we can we're hiring 80 to 105 people to help us get out with the energy savings program. But we also are doing a anti-violence piece that is meant to bring awareness to folks in the community about their history and how proud of it they should be, how
Good.
innovative Black folks are, and connecting them to things like how, jobs at the airport, jobs in a small business, because there does seem to be a disconnection of relating to that. We've done the PR about telling people to go to school, but there seems to be a disconnect in how that works, especially since sometimes the school don't teach to what's employable out here.
Right.
So we're going to be based out of Olive Harvey. We plan to run 350 people through that program in partnership with 5 or 6 other organizations. One of the organizations we brought to the table that we'll be able to use too is called Lingo Sanitation. And one of the reasons we brought them to the table, this is a small company that uses technology. So, the SSA can clean the corridor, but it can't do the alley, it can't do residential streets. But this business can. A Black can sign up to get their block cleaned. Now they got to pay a fee, but
I think
Lingo
most of them want
Sanitation,
that. Yeah, they want to.
Lingo Sanitation will be able to come in and clean the alley or the side streets that's not in the SSA for a larger group. So I really like their technology platform, and we added them to this nonviolence piece. So we'll see how it works. If we're hoping with the decorations, the activity, offering programs and options, we can really continue to keep up what the corridors, what the businesses have already established by being here and doing businesses in such a great way.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that is it's a fight everywhere in every community, but yeah, at least we got some things to mitigate. Yeah. Absolutely. So something I wanted to say, I forgot. But we will stay on it. Oh,
Jennifer's done a great job with doing this local buy and pulling everything together. You have no idea how much work goes into this. It's the simplest things, but Clarence, you might know because we had to bug you a few times.
I bug Clarence a lot, bug Clarence. But it's just what we're up against is there's limited resources and everybody wants the same stuff, and then it's like a battle. But just gotta stay on it. So we can go to our next item. I know we're coming up against our time quickly here. I want to be mindful of that. The future plans. Quickly, I just wanted to say if I had my wish, I want to see more lighting, and we're going to work on that. That's something that we want to present to you, a fully fleshed out plan with a budget and a real plan that uses, I don't know, solar or something, but we need to add more lighting to the community, and it also touches on not only beautification, but also safety. We want to activate more vacancies, more activated spaces means a bigger SSA budget we can work with. So, and of course, that's also safety and beautification. So that's something that we're going to be really focusing on come the new year. That's going to be a heavy focus on that.
Excuse me, I have a question. Can I intercede right here? I had a question. A few years ago, we met at QBG with the aldermen, and we talked about the lighting in the corridors and putting in new lights. Whatever happened with that? I know they had showed us lighting poles and how the new lighting poles would look, and they were saying, per pole it would be this amount or that amount. And I'm just kind of going off recollection. I have nothing in front of me, but whatever happened with
Yeah,
that
that
program?
was with CDOT Vita, and Alderman Harris is still working with them. From my understanding, so you all know approximately, I think it's like $1 million to do a pole or something or upgrade it.
Right, I
So
remember it being very expensive.
section like 76. They didn't even they may have went to 79th. I can't recall, but I know since then they've secured more funding. We also have been with Business Leadership Council and other groups in the city to ask. It says my internet is unstable. To ask if, as part of this infrastructure that we are in the corridor.
Oh, right. Yeah.
The last thing I would remember though from Alderman Harris, I remember it's here. I know she's trying to push GDOT to do it faster because from my understanding, it still may be 2 or 3 years out, even though it's here. And I know I think she mentioned on a call, I remember on the city, she told them that while that's great, it's coming 2 or 3 years, she even felt was because we've
Wow.
been waiting so long. So it hasn't gone anywhere. As a matter of fact, it's increased, but I think it's one thing to get the money and then it goes through. I know the commitment is there, but seems to be
Mm-hmm.
a little cumbersome. So actually, I'll get an update from the Alderman directly for our next meeting. She just had a town hall meeting, but I can ask her directly about that CDOT initiative.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why I didn't know if there was some solar options, and because the 3 years could be 5 years, who knows? Well, hopefully it could happen sooner. We'll see. We also wanted to get more hands on the ground, feet on the ground, do more marketing. So that's something that Carletta had started, and we're going to be picking that up, especially during the local buy campaigns, weather permitting. So that's all I got. Anything else? That's
Any questions for us, guys?
I don't know.
But what will happen is when all the holiday, when the whole stuff, when everything comes in, we'll be reaching out to you, the commissioners, first and getting you going first. And so that should be in another 3 weeks or so. So we'll be reaching out for that. So you won't have to call or figure it out. We'll call you and get you going. Yeah.